hot in here.
Oh man, I got to tell you, you'd think I'd be locked in riding high after that ridiculous Eagles game, but the truth is tonight, oh geez, almost spilled on myself to start.
Nervous, folks.
It's scrambled eggs night, and I'm just gonna.
It's past all of our bedtimes.
For anybody that we're late tonight. We're on a Tuesday.
School night.
Yeah, if you've been listening or watching the podcast for a while, we don't really talk about what goes into it as much, but sometimes you just get a little bit behind the eight ball and you got stuff going on. We had a class going on. They were doing improv comedy in here, which was hysterical.
That was comedy.
And I am trying.
That's funny.
I'm trying to get it together, and we're all out of sorts. We're 15 minutes late. We're on a Tuesday. It's unfamiliar territory. But
I showed
the reality
up 5 minutes before the show's supposed to start.
And the funny thing is, guys, this is pretty much like the Eagles game. Yeah. We're starting off looking terrible. This could be the worst show ever if we don't turn it around like the Birds did. And if Fink were here, he would do one thing. I don't know who's going to take it.
Oh my God!
Eagles!
That was unexpected. That almost blew my ears.
Hell yeah.
I wasn't waiting.
What's funny to me? We checked the mics, and I'm like, okay, guys, get loud. And then I'm looking to see if the volume is going to clip. And then you go ahead and
this is like the 148th episode, maybe. And
oh my God,
that's the loudest Rock has ever got.
Honestly, that was so loud. And
Thank
Rock,
you,
just a basic microphone tutorial. When you do something like that, you just
Get
come back.
away.
Yeah, my bad. I hope I didn't blow out anybody's speakers.
Yeah, you might have.
I mean?
Hopefully, the microphones are still working. If anybody's watching, you can confirm this is actually working.
Duran just gave up the game-tying home run in the top of the ninth.
He gave up another home run. Okay, listen, we're noting what's going on in the Phillies game. But we're not going to start with that. We will get there, and I do not love what we're seeing, but we're going to get there.
What does it matter?
We're going to start with the Birds, obviously. Meech, what it's like to feel blocked, right? You've been blocked a million times, haven't you?
What are you talking about? In
Online.
What sense? In a social media sense?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've been blocked many
really?
times. Like softies, like Adam Schefter blocked me because I asked how big his hands were one time. He was tweeting about quarterback hand size,
right?
And I was like, "How big are your hands?" Like, just real corny. And then he blocked me right after that.
He seems very sensitive.
That's
Buster Olney. I think he blocked me because he's a cornball. Mainly
he's like, I haven't been blocked that many times. He rattles off like two of the most noteworthy broadcasters.
Two of the most sensitive cornballs in social media history. But I think for the most part, most people get my sense of humor and don't block me.
Yeah. Well, I just assumed you've been blocked.
And here's the other thing. The only people I block are like bots or advertisements. I don't block people. I like hearing all sides. Bring it on. And
now Fink I feel like I know he's suspended. Is he back on Twitter? Do we know?
I don't think so. I think he's been tweeting relentlessly from the City Pigeons account.
Wait,
wait.
Okay, hold on. Fink is blocked on Twitter?
No, he got banned for tweeting some shit. I don't even know what the fuck he tweeted.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
This is the first I'm hearing about
like
this.
one of those 7-day bans. We've all gone through them.
We've all had the 7-day.
Does anybody know what he said?
I've never had a 7-day Twitter ban.
Yeah, me neither.
Dude, how many tweets have you sent out? Like 7?
Mark, they don't ban people whose profile pictures look like the Proud Boys.
Inactive Twitter users.
If anyone has a chance, please go to Mark. What's your Twitter handle again?
Inactive Mark.
I think it's at Mark B. Goodhart.
At Mark B. Goodhart. Look at his photo.
Let's see.
And tell me whether he looks like a Proud Boy. I've never seen anything like it.
Wait, so nobody knows what Fink said? They got him blocked?
No. We could probably ask the guy.
Well, he just said Twitter said that we weren't live, so he must be, or maybe he's doing. I did notice that all of a sudden there was a surge in activity on the City Pigeons account, and I'm like, "Yeah, Fink, thanks, man." I didn't realize it's because his account is freaking suspended. What the?
So he's like KD using the fucking burner.
Right? You thought he was trying to promote us? Nope.
The burner account's really
not so much.
Okay,
can we talk about that football
Where
game?
We at? City
that was
Pigeons.
insane.
Can we talk about that football game real quick? It's funny. I have notes every week. I just throw down some stuff, that we might talk about. And I started taking notes on the game. And the first note, the first 4 notes are like totally different than, obviously things changed. But, it's funny. As the first half was going on, I was like, damn. I was like, I haven't felt this feeling in a while where you're like, what the hell am I looking at? But then as I thought about it, and this was crazy to me, I started thinking like, oh, I haven't felt this feeling since we collapsed, a couple years ago, lost those 5 games in the end of the year, whatever it was. But then I realized last year didn't start out so great. And if you guys remember, we were in Tampa getting our doors blown off. And think about this. And this was just crazy to me.
We were at that
because
open
of the
house
way,
garage free beer thing.
That was awful.
And I was thinking to myself, this might be the last time I wear my Jalen jersey. That's how down I was on him. And then 4 weeks later, I'm thinking he's the
I was
greatest
so pissed because I went to LA that weekend, and I was so pissed that I wasn't going to be at that event. And then I was so happy, and I was like, I was like, I'm so glad I didn't use my time.
The event was awesome. The event was awesome, but everyone left, and because the game sucked so bad,
That's
we were just
we were
sitting there.
missing Lane, we were missing AJ. It was a weird.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But think about this, man. Like the feeling we have coming off of last year was like, we crushed the Chiefs. We're the greatest team. This is the best team ever. This is the best season ever. But at that moment, coming off the year before where they had collapsed as they did, and it was looking like, I think there were 1, 2, 0, and 2. I can't remember what it was. I mean, I remember they started out 2-2.
They were 2-2.
Yeah, and there was a bye or whatever it is. Anyway, at that moment, we never could have thought the season would have panned out the way it did. And I only say all this because I'm sitting there thinking during this game on Sunday, wow, I haven't felt like this forever. Last season was so awesome. But then it occurred to me, it hasn't been that long since I actually felt that way.
Right.
Which is kind of crazy.
So is that because like he's 19-1 in the past 20 starts?
But
that's probably why.
But here's the other thing. Aside from that game, he hasn't, like, the score of Eagles games have been within 7 points either way for the past 2 or 3 years. It's really
Except
crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
And the NFC Championship game.
No, I mean, like, if it's not going our way, unless we're blowing a team out, we really don't get torched to where we're not in the game.
Yeah.
And you got to credit that to Jalen, that he keeps it within the striking distance at all times, almost on purpose. And that's why they rope a dope and they don't show everything. And
it's time for them to start showing something.
We show shit in the playoffs,
Yeah.
dude. Versus Washington, we showed shit. Versus Kansas City in the Super Bowl, we show, like, unleash it then. Why let everyone know what we're capable of?
Okay.
Like,
interesting. Hold on. Interesting implication there. Sorry. Okay. Meech is implying that we attempt to win, keeping things as vanilla as possible so that we are saving the good plays and strategy we have for when we really need it in the playoffs. Do you really think they're playing that kind of game this early in the season?
Yes.
No, I mean, here's why I say yes. You can play that way as long as you're winning. When you start losing, then all bets are off.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have to change everything up. But as long as you're winning, and listen, dude, as much as people complained about Jalen in the first couple of weeks, Saquon hasn't done a thing yet this year, and I'm fine with it. Like, he's going to be good when we need him. He's going to break out. He's going to have his games, and the way they're playing the Eagles, you see it every week. The analysts break it down. They're playing that stupid umbrella defense, and Jalen refuses to take the chances that will result in a tip ball and a turnover, and we give up 7 points.
I had a lightning bolt moment, light bulb moment there. Because think about this, okay? If you recall, last year we started out 2-2. Do you guys remember what the fans and everyone else was demanding that we do after those first 4 games that we weren't doing?
Pass more? Because
run more.
Last year,
in the first quarter.
Run more.
No, there were people standing outside NovaCare saying, run the ball. Everyone's like, use Saquon. We were using him as like a receiver. We were all over the place. Last year was the exact opposite. We started out this year saying, well, guess what? We ended up shifting to a strategy where we rammed it down everyone's throat last year. Let's just do that. And if we can keep doing that, then we don't have to show any cards. We'll just use our beast offensive line and we'll run Saquon just like we did last year. So it's funny to me. They're actually doing the opposite of what they did last year. And now people are saying, throw the ball more. And there was a stretch there because what you're thinking is, oh, what about when AJ said passing? But you got to remember last season, we didn't run the ball. Then we ran the ball so much that people were like, we can't pass. Then we had the Pittsburgh game and Jalen said, is that what you wanted to see? So there was some up and downs with when we're running and passing last year. But this year, they certainly have come out and said, we're a tougher team. We're just going to run over you and everything else will work itself out. And that has been problematic up until the second half. My bad. Your thoughts, Mark. What did you want to say?
No bad. There were a few things you said that brought me back to the game on Sunday. And so I'm sitting in the stands and there's the classic guy in front of me that from the jump was so angry and upset and like Jalen sucks. Patullo should get fired. Why aren't we throwing the ball? And I'm just sort of like, dude, and not for nothing, I want to win again this year as bad as anyone, but this team has built some trust with me. Right. Like I'm not just jumping off a bridge. Like the guy from and it's like, there's always that dude. And you're just like, come on, man. Like maybe they know a little bit more than you do. And maybe they just won the Super Bowl and it'll be okay. And we might lose a game.
It's a bunch of the guys who are complaining are like, I want this offense to be this way. And you can't have your offense that way for 17 straight weeks and then throughout the entire playoffs. It's fucking possible because then people see what you do. I mean,
and I'm with
play it perfect.
I'm with Jesse. This guy was screaming, "Run the ball" last year. Now he's in front of me, pass the ball, and it's like
you can't do that. I just want to say real quick, and I love you. I like your energy, but too much hands. There's a lot of glass on here. This isn't the most stable thing ever. And when you slam the table, that creates audio problems for the listening audience there. So,
well, maybe they don't want to hear what I have to say anyway.
He doesn't know what to do with his hands. He doesn't know what to do with his hands. No, I like your passion.
Anyway,
I like your passion a lot. Okay, but here's the thing. I think
point is run the ball, pass the ball.
No, but
in Jalen, I trust he's a winner.
But I want to go back to what you said about
winner.
The fan reaction, because I think there's just levels to that, right? And you could say, well, we should never boo our own team, right? Which we did heavily at the end of this first half. You could say you should never boo your own team. But then we say, okay, we're Philly. And no, man, if they're going to be so conservative that they're not going to be productive at all, and they're going to go down by the points, we will boo them. Yeah. Okay. Those dudes are just like at the forefront of that. They're just getting angrier earlier, but they're getting angry for a reason. And so my point is, like, how do we even say at which point it's okay to get angry? What's the difference between those guys standing up and yelling shit and us booing the team towards the end of the second half? I realize they're starting early. They're more prone to be angry, but you can admit there are things to be angry about. And we talked about this a little bit. I was getting annoyed with the narrative that, like, okay, we're 2-0, but the offense looks terrible and the running game's not working and this isn't that great. And after that first half, I was like, well, this is going to be a long week. We're going deep into that, right?
I'm with you, Jesse, but I'll say this. I'm not you can't boo your own team, but I personally did not boo on Sunday. I'm not there yet with the Eagles after what they just gave me last year. Did you actually boo? No, you were in the crowd, Jesse. I want to know, did you actually boo? I did not. I don't have a problem with the other people doing it, but I did not do it.
I can't actually recall if I booed or not.
I would have gave them the sarcastic boo, which is a Philadelphia staple. It's very funny. Like, and that's almost saying, guys, you've won 19 of 20 games. Come on, hurry up. Boo.
So you're not booing from your heart. It's kind of a boo. Like, what are we talking about?
Like, come on, guys, get this shit going.
Because I do know what a sarcastic clap is, because we saw that as soon as A.J. Brown caught the ball. The first time he caught the ball, that was one of the classic Philadelphia super loud,
and they're great at
claps,
that, man. They're so in tune.
It was a 3-yard gain.
That's why I love being a Philadelphia fan.
I do feel, and guys, remember we started the podcast, we were talking all about the Ben Simmons thing and, like, how you treat your own team, and if people don't want to come here because you get booed. That's all ancient history. We're champions. Everyone wants to come here, and they realize it's the greatest place on earth.
And no one talks about Ben Simmons.
No one talks about Simmons. Although I did see him post some weird pictures fishing, and he
I saw that
really long hair. Like, hey, man, take the money and just go chill.
Ben Simmons is my hero, pretty much.
Still unsigned.
Does nothing.
Okay, let me say this though. I have never felt good.
Bangs models.
There you go. I've never felt good about booing
spirit animal?
My own team. Right. I have understood, like, why people are doing it, and I've been so angry.
Jess, you have definitely booed your team. I've
Honestly,
been next to you and seeing you booing.
Well, I mean, we used to go to games. Remember in the Andy Reid,
Yeah.
where you had we have a picture of Rock. He has a brown paper bag with holes cut out. So yeah, I have definitely booed my own team.
Come on now.
But it's interesting on
And
Sunday.
made a paper bag for my friend.
So on Sunday, as we we win the game, and I'm leaving the game. There's a part of me that feels like it's kind of like, and I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. It feels a little tainted because we did boo them and we did get on them, and then they won the game, and we were like, "This is awful. This is the worst thing we've ever seen. You guys suck." Blah, 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 blah. And then they win the game. Now, I'm thinking through this in my head, and I'm saying to myself, "Well, okay, but yeah, maybe because we did that, got them in the locker room getting ready to go." And by the way, I think a lot of times it's misinterpreted. I think the players, when they hear us booing, they immediately feel like we're booing them. And in a lot of cases like that game, I feel like we were booing the coaches. Like, I don't think we were booing the players in the beginning. We weren't saying like Saquon, you got to run better. We were saying like, you guys got to do something more than just hand him the ball 3 times in a row so that he can actually break something. So in my mind, we're kind of, and people were booing. Look, who's the number one person that we were booing in the first half?
The team. I think the fans.
We were booing Patullo, dude. Yeah, we were like, come on, man. We got another new coordinator. You can't figure it out. You got all these weapons, dude. You were hand delivered the keys to a Ferrari, and you're driving it like a VW Beetle, man. Like, you got to get your stuff together. Was that good? I felt like it was pretty good. That was pretty good. Yeah,
I just think the boos are like, it's not like boo, you suck. It's like kind of just showing your displeasure with what's going on. You're saying, come on, guys. It's not really like boo. It's like, come on, guys, you're better than this.
It doesn't sound like
See, I was not feeling like it was unacceptable. I was like, you know what? It's not our day. And
Mark, we have
think we're going to win every game.
Hold up. We have established that you were just like, guys, do the best you can. Thank you for the Super Bowl. If this doesn't work out, we'll still be 2-1. Everything's going to be fine. You guys have a good time out there. I'll be here. I'm pretty high.
You know what? Not for nothing.
And by the way, Rocky's boo has nothing behind it.
Closer,
he's just like, boo.
I'm closer to feeling like Mark than I am to feeling like you guys. Like, I would, even if they got beat 52-6 that game, I would not boo. Who gives a shit, man? Like, it's the
so you're a non-booer.
No. I'm a non-booer after they're coming off a Super Bowl win,
and
they start off 2-0 against the Cowboys and the guys who they beat in the Super Bowl, who want revenge more than any at home, who have never been a home underdog except for the Bills game, and the Cowboys, who we hate more than God's green earth.
And the team that's in here is the one that basically beat us in the playoffs.
Devastating.
This is
to me
if we lost on Sunday,
but we didn't, and it's incredible. I tweeted something when we were down before that fourth quarter drive where they went and took the lead, and I was like, I don't care what happens in this game, and in parentheses I was like, they're going to win. I said, I love this fucking team, man, just for their fight, their resilience, how they, I mean, it's cool to watch, man. Like, teams cower when we get after it, man. Like, everything falls apart. They can't convert fourth downs. They miss easy passes. They get sacked. The Eagles are in every team heads.
Okay, we got that. The Eagles are badass. No one's disputing that. But I just think we're talking about a very arbitrary, subjective scale of like, when do we get to the boo point? Right. And you're basically saying, well,
it's not subjective after you just came off a Super Bowl.
No, but it is subjective because there are people who are already booing because they're already pissed off what they're seeing. Right. Whereas you're saying, oh, well, I'll let this go. If they lose 5 or 6 games, then maybe I'll step into the boo sphere.
5 or 6 games. That's not what I said.
Okay. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of
they have their own team meeting
over there.
Players only meeting on the
whisper in each other's ear. Go. There's plenty of places here for you guys to go make out. Dude, just get out of here. It's ridiculous. Anyway, look, this reminds me of the year that we did have the epic collapse. Not last year, but the year before. We were 10-1, and there was a debate going on. A lot of the national analysts were saying this team's not that good, and we saw they were winning these games despite themselves. And a lot of people convinced themselves, oh, they're great, though. It's going to be fine. We went to the Super Bowl last year. We are that team. And then the reality, all the people that were saying this looks like trash, this team's not that good, they need to get their crap together, fans from here, they were right. And you were probably like, how can you get how can you complain when you're 10-1 and they coming off the Super Bowl?
No, they didn't win the Super Bowl. They have to. And if they're not hungry and they lose like that, they're going to be held accountable.
So if they win the Super Bowl, then the amount of grace they get the next year, it gets extended.
Absolutely.
I don't know, man, because I feel like every year is a referendum on where they have the opportunity to go.
Listen, once last year's over, week by week, but at the end of the day, I'm like, hey, what are you, 4-1? Oh, you're not 5-0. I mean, it's all right, man. In the NFL, you're going to lose a game every once in a while, and it just so happens that Jalen Hurts doesn't really lose. So we're in a good spot. But if he does, I'm not going to jump on him and be like, oh, we're done. This team stinks. Now we're going to lose the NFC East or the Detroit Lions are better than us.
Yeah, but in a moment like Sunday's game before the comeback, you're watching that game. You can't be happy with that. You can't. There's no way you can look at that.
Apparently,
game.
He was. He said, "I love this team."
In the midst
they're going to win.
Because I knew they were going to win as it was, occurring. But like in the midst of the game, I'm not crazy. Like
you sound like Linc here.
So if
we're not going 17-0,
guys, I know we're not going 17-0, but if they lose that game,
you're acting like this team is
the way that they started
fucking
that game.
Good.
I know, but if they lose that game the way they started that game after watching the first two games and how the offense hasn't really done much, and they just can say they didn't come back and they lost the game playing the same way they did in the first half, you're going to have some concerns. You're going to not be, oh, I'm all good with all this. You're going to have some concerns about what's going on with that team.
But on Wednesday night, when we're doing the podcast, you're going to be like, all right, you know what? Maybe they shouldn't have won the Kansas City game. Travis Kelce probably never drops that ball, and we got lucky there.
Okay.
So everything balances out, man.
Let's break.
The regular season isn't that important. We're going to get home field advantage, and nobody's beating us at the fucking
writing
lake.
off the whole regular season.
I've been listening to the new Taylor.
I did it.
I've been listening to the new Taylor Swift Sirius station a lot, actually. Speaking of Travis Kelce.
You?
Yeah.
For what?
Like in the car.
By yourself?
Yeah.
Whoa. Anyway.
Appropriate pause. He thought that was going to go better than it went. I feel
think
like.
He's joking.
No, I was just coming clean.
But look, this is what I don't understand, because we watch the games and we are, unless you watch it in a completely passive fashion and you're just happy if they win, if they lose, no big deal. You're actually assessing what you see. And because we're from Philadelphia, everyone is assessing what they see down to the very minute whatever. And that's what makes us legitimate fans and know what the hell we're talking about. And so as the games go, you're accumulating a viewpoint as to what's going on with them and opinions as to how they're doing things, right? And the fact that they won the Super Bowl the year before isn't going to impact what I'm seeing with my eyeballs.
No.
It's going to impact my over favorability rating of the organization as a whole. But I'm still going to, and I'm telling you, I was so not scared. I was loathing another week where people were going to talk about how the offense can't get its act together. Now, I know we won the game. I think that second half, it certainly derailed that conversation. But my biggest question is that, not fool's gold, right? They earned, by the way.
Fool's gold. This is where you say Jalen Hurts is the greatest. I mean, and you saw every one of these stupid hosts on every one of FS Sports or ESPN. They were all drooling over fucking Jalen Hurts this morning.
I know.
When they ranked him the fucking 14th best quarterback in the offseason. It's so corny, man. But dude, Jalen Hurts is it sucks to say he's a game manager, but that's being a quarterback is the only position in sports where you could be even a point guard in the NBA can't do it like that, because you can't control the tempo. And he's the best game manager in professional sports, and nobody can agree on that.
Okay, but here's all I'm saying:
First
two games, the game management approach now really got it done. They come out clearly with a conservative game plan in the first half. Not, however many pass attempts over 5 yards, what have you, like barely any, right? doesn't work.
Did you see Josh Allen's next gen stats from last week?
I'm not looking.
1.5 yards average air yards. It's the same all over.
Yeah, but he don't have AJ Brown and Devontae Smith.
Every team plays the too high safety or the umbrella defense.
Right.
They don't let you beat them unless they have. So,
but that didn't work for the first half, and then all of a sudden we start changing. Going hurry up. I thought was amazing. My philosophy is this: as much as you have bigger guys and a good running back, you cannot think that you're just going to strong arm your way and just stick to that, right? Like you have to we have all these fast, explosive players. Spread them out wide, hit a couple quick ones, then you give the ball to Saquon, right? Or if you give the ball to Saquon first, then you have to take shots downfield. Like today, I was listening to a replay of the 5. It was Jack Fritz doing his top 5 thing, and he did the 5 best regular season plays, and one of them was the Vic to Deshaun Jackson, the first play of the game. And Andy used to always do that. You remember? He always took a shot
to Pinkston.
And I'm just saying, there is no to Pinkston, exactly.
No, he'd always be.
But dude, that's a bigger indictment of the philosophy. You have AJ, you have Devontae, right? And by the way, in the second half, you throw the ball to AJ. He's got guys draped on him like a freaking superhero. He makes catches. He's throwing guys off him. Like you just have to. I'm not saying you got to do just that. But you can't just do one thing. You you have all these weapons. Why would you not throw all these different things at them? Have them on their heels.
Here's one thing, though, Jesse. I will point out. I felt this during the game. In the first half, when they did throw the ball, I actually felt like AJ was not really. He dropped a couple. There were a couple he could have caught. He started coming back and grabbing the football in the second half and catching it versus letting it come to him. And I thought that was a huge difference. I actually thought that he was one of the problems in the first half.
Okay, I'm gonna wait. No, I gotta bounce back on that real quick because I know what you're talking about. And there's a big difference. And Rocky used to be a receiver, right? Mm-hmm. All right. There's a big difference in vertical routes and horizontal routes. There were horizontal routes, like when he's running an out route and Jalen throws the ball late and behind him, he cannot come back to that. Okay, it's very different when you run like a button hook or something. I agree. You have to come back to the ball. There were plays in the first half where Jalen threw the ball, I thought, in places that AJ didn't have the ability to come back and get them. I think there's a difference there.
Fair point.
AJ Brown's the man. None of this is his fault.
Oh, he's the freaking man. I'm just saying I felt like there was a concerted effort to come and grab the ball. Not lack of effort in the first half, but not like that extra times 10. And I'm giving kudos to him. I was like, he went and grabbed that ball and took it away and made sure he caught it in the sorry.
Do you have to tape your hands down?
Let's do that.
In the second half. You tape behind my back?
Okay, Meech, you were going to chime in there. You got a little frustrated. My fault. Go ahead, buddy.
I'm not frustrated, but here's what I find. You
didn't have your best stuff tonight. You said it already.
Here's what I find humorous about
Neither did Durant.
This Eagles, Jalen Hurts offense talk. It's like the greatest part is you have even us. We're sitting up here discussing it. You have a national analyst discussing how they want the Eagles offense to work or what they think is going to work. The Eagles don't fucking lose. So what the fuck? Like, how can you even complain or say I want them to play like they did in the second half? Every half, every down, I want them to do it. It's not that fucking easy in the NFL. It's stupid shit to talk like that.
It's not easy, but at least
agree
you
with
can
you
try.
110%.
But at least
you can try, but maybe you might go 3 and out and waste 17 seconds instead of.
They haven't even tried up until the second half of last week's game, dude.
Like what they did against the Chiefs was so funny.
These guys are trying
they just
every play.
They waited until they made a mistake, and then they made a mistake. And they took advantage.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think
this is their
how are you going to question what the team who doesn't lose does? That's what I find funny.
Listen, if they didn't end up in the hole that they ended up, I wouldn't even be discussing
We're not
this.
Buffalo Bills fans where we lose every fucking year, and we got to figure out
strays.
What happens at the end of the year where we all fuck up? No, we're the team who wins all the time.
We also were playing against a really good team.
A really good team.
Who's going to be one of the teams at the end.
We beat them so bad last year twice. They fucking owed us.
Okay, let me ask you guys a question. I just want you to answer this simple question. Did you feel like the approach to the game that we took in the first half was an aggressive,
let's go win this game?
Yeah, like
their first 3 games were passive.
I'm not. Did I ask about the first 3 games, boss?
No, but they did the first 2 that way, and they continued it with the third until it didn't work, and then they went balls out and beat their ass.
We were doing what we thought we needed to do to win the game, and then we made adjustments.
So, did you guys think it was a little bit of week 1, week 2? Maybe first half of this last game was kind of pre-seasoning, getting used to what's going on. Then they said, you know what? Let's open this up a little bit right now. We're warmed up. We had 2 games to work through this shit.
Listen, there's definitely an element of that because of the lack of the preseason. They don't play any of the guys. Yeah. We saw that last year, right? Like if you're trying to draw deep conclusions about our team through the first 4 games, like that wasn't going to happen.
Nope.
So we know a lot can change, right? And look, we're here dissecting this, trying to figure out what's going on for the fun of it, right? We could just be like, oh, these games don't matter, but that's not the point. We decided we were gonna have a podcast. We decided we're gonna talk about all this, right? So that's what we're here for. And I agree with you. It's hard to draw too many conclusions, but we're looking at what we've seen and we're trying to be rational about it. And I just think they can do more with this. And so the interesting thing to me, and don't tell me like everybody was during that first half, whether it's text messages, whether it's online, Kevin Patullo was ready to get shown the door. That's just a fact. Like, don't even tell me that like, oh, it's no big deal. I thought that was good. Everybody is doubting.
He wasn't ready. People were ready to show him the door.
Well, I'm just saying.
Because he came back in the second half and called a hell of a game.
Did he?
Right.
Or did Jalen call that game?
But it's interesting.
Second half.
Somebody said
that Patullo called it.
A buddy texted me.
That's public lip service, man.
A buddy texted me and he said, is this like the Brian Johnson experiment all over again? Right? Because Patullo is from within. You look last year, you look at Kellen Moore. He obviously came from somewhere else, so it's not completely analogous. And I said, well, it sure looks like it. And that was the truth at that time. It did. And then
got a bite of that.
Take it easy, man. Roll slow.
Cobra got me.
Do you need to step away? That's good.
Sorry, guys.
Great.
Everybody sees.
It's like Michael Madsen and Kill Bill.
That's fantastic.
And by the way, I'm in the stands. I can't see what's going on the sideline, but I later saw the footage of Jalen coming in and talking to Patullo, right? At which point, the logical conclusion is he's saying to these guys, yo, we can do this. You just got to let me do this, which I assume is him saying, you got to call the kind of plays that will allow me to do this.
Isn't that what they said?
I don't know if you saw the Dan Orlovsky put a breakdown today of the one out route 1-on-1 where Jalen Hurts hit AJ Brown for a touchdown, where people said it was pass interference, but he didn't even extend his arms.
Yeah.
The dude just flailed like
Devontae was pass interference.
Yeah,
I couldn't really see that. Everyone's talking about it.
On the
first touchdown
on Devontae.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Adams.
Jalen Hurts called that play at the line of scrimmage, and he made the offensive lineman signal to the left, so Saquon blocks the inside guy. It was all Jalen. Like Dan Orlovsky, he's like, I'm sick of saying Jalen isn't a top 5 quarterback. His mental game is so far ahead of everyone else. And it reminded me, you remember that clip of Cam Newton where the dude's like, yo, he's got,
he's like, watching film?
Oh, yeah, you've been watching
this.
Watch this.
Yeah.
It reminded me of that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like Jalen sees what you're doing. He's like, oh, you think you know what I'm doing? All right, this is what I'm about to do. And he calls a different play. He's on another level.
That's what a good quarterback should do, man. That's what they should let him do.
No, that's what great quarterbacks do, man. And Jalen's a great quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. I'll say this. When you talk about you don't want to show everything during the regular season, you want to be a little bit conservative, I think that's a bunch of bullshit. You play football to win the game.
No,
you want to win the game by as much as possible.
And hold on.
And you keep fucking going.
Yeah.
And you
game doesn't get
you don't get stale. You come up with new plays. Like look at last year. Look at I'm going to use the Detroit Lions. They did all sorts of stupid, goofy shit all throughout the season. Won a ton of games. They lost in the playoffs.
That killed them in the playoffs, by the way.
Whatever. Yeah, the goofy shit killed them in the playoffs.
Don't do.
But bottom line is, these players, they want to go out there and they want to do that kind of stuff. They want to have fun. They want to run the score up. They want to beat on teams.
Check that New England dynasty, and every year they won. They were like 12-4, 11-5, and every game would be close, but they'd eke it out and win. And Tom Brady
was a winner, like Jalen Hurts is a winner.
They're winners.
But and then what?
It's what winners fucking do.
Exactly.
And then what? They open
you know what
it
they
up,
do? They win games.
Yes,
They win
They
games.
do just enough to make it. And then when it gets late in the season and you're like, we need to turn it up because we need home field advantage.
Well, don't you need to start doing that shit during the season?
They're 3-0.
Winning breeds winning.
They're 3-0.
Winning breeds winning.
No, I get you. But here's where I'm going with this. I don't think that they're doing this shit on purpose. I think they're doing it because the guy who's calling plays is just not good at it. Bottom line, players don't want to fucking come from behind. They want to fucking go out and run the score up. I played football. Jesse, you play football. You play football. You want to go up and you don't care what fucking
only
game
until
it is.
8th grade.
You
man.
don't whatever. You just know you play sports in general. Everybody's played sports. You want to go and you want to run up the score. You don't care if it's the first game or the fucking last game.
I understand that, but when you're 38-2, when you win the turnover battle, you're just going to play it safe, and you're going to wait until they make the other team make a mistake.
Also, guys,
you're 38-2 as a starter when you win the turnover battle. That's insane. You can just don't turn the ball over.
Kevin Patullo,
you don't have to take chances.
It's not a Kevin. Here's the thing. Yes, you try and blow teams out, but like that doesn't happen when you're playing the best teams. We have literally played the Cowboys at home, which is. Anything goes.
Fuck the Cowboys.
And then we played. And then we played.
Should have been
where clearly you're not processing your thoughts as you talk.
No, Kansas City on the road, and the Rams at home.
Too.
We have played great teams, or our arch rival coming off the Super Bowl unveiling the flag thing that no one saw. So
did suck.
Honestly, like we're 3-0.
Yeah, we are 3-0. I got no.
Just enjoy the win, man.
All right, forget it. I'm out.
Yeah, I don't even know what we're talking about.
I'm out.
No,
me neither.
I'm not saying you can't talk shit about their offense in the first half. It was really bad, but I mean, whatever, man. It worked out.
Whatever. I should have called the episode whatever, man.
Whatever, man.
So
unlike calling it blocked, which is
what's going to happen in our
one of my favorite Redman songs,
Death Valley of Tampa this week, Jesse.
I don't know. That's a really good question. I'd like to think at some point we can actually play decent football in Tampa.
We're full strength, and Mike Evans is out.
And
see you, Tampa.
I just heard this randomly listening to the national radio station today. Tampa is the first team to win their first 3 games on the last, I believe it's like possession or the last play,
last possession
since the NFL merger or whatever they call it. So, they've been winning by the skin of their teeth there. And I don't know, man. I got to be honest with you guys. It feels like over the first 3 games, we played with fire a little bit. We weren't like, we didn't dominate any game. Like at some point, it's got to catch up with you a little bit.
Phillies game is delayed. Is it fucking raining?
It is raining.
Are you kidding me? You're telling me he gave up a homer to tie the game, and then it got delayed in the 9th inning? Why don't they just call that off?
Bottom of the ninth.
They had the.
I guess they can't.
They had the game-winning run on second base, though, right? Before they called it off.
Wait, but it's tied, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what do you do? And I guess you have to.
I think we should delay this podcast and play like the 1994 Phillies yearbook, like they used to do on.
What we should do is
the year they lost like 100 games
on WB 17.
So Jesse, I have one other question.
Wait,
for
hold
you.
on. If
Since
we got
time to ask
delayed,
you questions,
we would replay old Pigeons episodes.
Hell
obviously,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like that one little video.
What would be your go-to replay of the Pigeons episode?
I would go back to the OGs, man.
Hell
The
yeah.
beginning, dude.
Barcan,
the magical baseline challenge or whatever I used to do.
Oh,
that was
we
dope.
should do that. We should do that. The sneaker episode was one of my favorites before I was
Ray
even.
Diddy episode.
I was just a listener then, and I listened to the sneaker episode, and I'm not gonna lie, that episode got me into sneakers.
Was that the one with Brian, or was the one with me and Meech?
No, you and Meech.
Yes.
You and Meech.
Yeah. That was that here?
No, that was down. That was right in the corner. That was
This
one of the
didn't exist
first. That was the OGs.
Nadav might have been my favorite guest. We'd probably play that during a rain delay.
There you go.
I thought Subers was your favorite guest.
Sorry,
I had to.
Oh, jeez.
So,
go ahead,
Jesse.
Mark.
What's your go-to national show? I'm intrigued by that.
Excuse me.
You referenced listening to the national radio show.
Kelly Clarkson?
No.
Because I used to like Tony Bruno, but he hasn't been on the air in a while.
I have no go-to national show. The only time I listen to national radio is when I'm down the shore, because the the local sports station down there only has a local show during the drive time, Mike Gill, which I think is a pretty good show. But in the morning, it's all ESPN. So I just randomly had that on and was hearing what they were saying.
Got it.
And they were talking about what was that? The Bucks and the fact that they had barely won their first 3 games. And I was like, okay, but I'm a little concerned.
You're a little concerned about this weekend?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like I said, I just haven't seen, except when their backs were against the wall, and kudos to them for pulling it out when their backs were against the wall. You know, I didn't see the level of dominance and explosiveness that we saw in the Super Bowl last year at all up until this past weekend. And I just, you know, you keep playing like that and a good team's going to knock you off. Now, maybe the Bucks aren't as good, but we don't even play well there ever. Baker, and by the way, you I was going to say, you got to
give it up to that.
There are a handful of guys like Baker, Geno.
Geno sucks this year, though.
Yeah, but like still, these guys were left for dead. Yeah. Everyone mocked them.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah, and he's done a decent enough job. You know, you got to give credit. Baker's become an incredibly reliable clutch. Yeah, like I think he's the kind of guy. He doesn't make a ton of stupid mistakes.
What's a funny thing? Like I watched
not scared of the guy or anything. Just want to be clear about that.
I watched an interview with Tom Brady this week. I think it was like Chris Rose, one of those fucking guys. Anyway, they asked Tom Brady, you know, who taught him and who was his coaches and shit. And he's like, I had coaches that used to show, like Bill Belichick used to break down the tendencies. He's like, and I think most quarterbacks today don't have these kind of guys around them, so they go into games almost blind. Like they don't know what coverages are, or like they're stupid. And
how is that possible?
It's very possible because a lot of these coaches.
Wait, you're saying that the kids coming up don't have like people that teach them like this is how you
no, not kids. NFL quarterbacks don't have coaches that sit down. No, I'm not saying about like regular defenses.
He means the other team.
I mean the other team, and they say, "Hey, listen, this is this team's tendencies. This is what this guy does," and that's what Tom Brady was saying. Belichick used to do with him, and he's like, I had such an advantage over the other team. I'll send you the interview, man.
That's
it's really
hard to
cool.
believe.
And but he says during the interview, like most head coaches don't sit in with the defense, and you know, listen and find out this stuff to relay to the quarterback. So it's really an advantage of coaches. Sometimes you might have a really good quarterback who might be a sponge and absorb everything, but you got a bad coach, man. He's done.
Might be right.
One thing we haven't talked much about that I would like to get everyone's opinion on.
The Sixers.
No, we're not going there. You know, I feel like the tush push, and I know we haven't made it a big deal, but I think, you know, I think we're watching something that's going to be extinct.
Yeah, it's gone away.
This whole like
the way they talk about it with the
offsides,
offside, and they can't officiate it. They totally switched from it's an injury thing to now they can't officiate it.
You are so right. The play can't be officiated. The offense has too much of an advantage. The tush push is going to go.
But, meanwhile, no other team can successfully.
Did San Diego do it a couple times? Did you guys see this?
Yeah, they did.
Mark,
LA Chargers.
San Diego.
Yes,
San Diego. My bad. I don't care. LA Chargers. They ran the tush push successfully. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So, you know, but somebody made a good point. I can't remember. I think it was my buddy Jim that I was sitting with. He said, "Listen, if they outlaw pushing the runner, then we can still run the tush push, but we line up guys behind the guards." And then after the ball is snapped, they push the person in front of them, but that's not the ball carrier. You understand what I'm saying?
Listen, Jalen Hurts would be so good at a regular quarterback sneak. I don't think this matters in any way, but I think it would be funny if next year, if they outlaw it, they bring in like Mailata or Jordan Davis to start running the 4th and 1 play. Like that would be hilarious.
Yeah, but that center
Jordan Davis was so fast on that block. I mean, he was really fast. It's a great idea.
He was as fast.
You could also line Jalen
up as fast as Deebo Samuel was on his return that he took to the opposing 20-yard line.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
That's crazy.
You could also snap the ball to Saquon and have him hand it to Jalen as like the fullback.
No, that's a lot. You're killing too much time doing that.
But Mailata was a rugby guy. He's used to getting a ball handed off to him. He would crush anyone in front of him. That would be fun to watch.
got the Bucks coming up. I mean, look, at the end of the day, by the way, I'm not trying to take away anything from what was an amazing game. I took my daughter. It was like her first time going to like a real game. And after the first half, I was like, damn, can't believe she's going to this is going to be the memory.
That's a good memory.
That's what's
right
great
there,
about sporting events, man. You just never know.
And the funny thing is, my son was like, I'll just watch it from home. And I'm like, well, now you learned your lesson, buddy, because, you got to be in the building. That's just all there is to it.
Was that the best home game Jalen win in the –
Yes.
I say no. I say the Buffalo Bills game. I was just going
to say the Bills game.
That was
unbelievable.
I was
the
there.
Bills game.
Jesse got me into that. That was
unbelievable.
Maybe
so I recall he won with an overtime or something.
Quarterback,
and he just stood there. And he was like, I mean, the guy, to his credit, it's just tough. He's done so many things to make you think.
He's beat Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen,
Pat
Mahomes every time except for that one fluky Super Bowl.
But the funny thing is, there are still
guy.
People who will contend that the first half went the way it did because he didn't see, and he's bad at reading. And it's just, what else do you need to see from this guy? I mean, he could quit today and, would still be tremendous. And obviously games like Sunday show, he's got a lot left to tank. I want to send a special shout out though. Do you guys ever see Hunter Brody's posts?
Yeah, he's funny as shit, man.
We got to get him on the show.
I don't even know who Hunter Brody is.
Oh my God, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. Come on.
He's like the most original.
Mark, you don't know?
I know. I do.
Philly Sports Radio.
Broads Media. I mean, he is unhinged, and I'm actually quite surprised because he has his own thing online, and he works for WIP and stuff. But he goes hard. You know what I mean? He is not holding back at all. I love watching this guy.
I like him.
He'd be a great guest.
We'll get him on. We're gonna get Broads on, dude, because he is you gotta follow him at Broads Media, I believe.
He gives a fuck. Like he's one of those guys who cares.
The theatrics, I'm just here for it, man. It's great. He really puts himself out there, and I respect it.
I'm looking at this guy's picture. He does look like
you got to see the video. I wish I had it. I'd pull it up.
You got to listen to those scream about shit, man.
He's intense.
I think he's mostly a hockey guy, which is weird, but
couple random thoughts.
Well, the Flyers are starting soon.
That's true. You're the number one fan. You're going to be there, right?
Oh yeah, opening night.
Beautiful.
You got Flyers tickets again?
Yeah, Monday the 13th.
Damn. Do you?
Yeah.
Wait, do you have season tickets?
Do you have season?
I do.
You got the Flyers tickets, but not the Sixers.
Yeah, man.
It's the guy we need to.
Dude, let me know when you don't want to give them up, man. I'm all in for the Flyers.
Leach is in for the Flyers.
They're gonna be good, dude. Rick Tocchet, dude.
I thought isn't Fink a Flyers guy? Oh no, he got kicked. He got banned from the stadium.
Fink's girl's a Flyers guy.
Well,
by the way, grand slam for the Padres, leading the Brewers 4-0 in the first inning.
Ooh, beautiful.
There you go.
All right, I do want to transition to Phil's actually.
Wait, hold on.
Can we get a Rocky on baseball?
No. Can we? Wait, you're done talking about the Eagles?
No, I had something else. Okay, I had something else. Can we talk about Adam Schefter? Like, what happened to this guy?
The little tiny fuck.
There you go. That was upset about Meech's comment on his small hands. Adam Schefter has been. He's been calling in for years to the Fanatic. He seemed to be like a pro Philly guy. And then he just pulls this about face with this whole tush push thing. It's sad to see.
He's paid by the league.
Listen,
once ESPN got a piece of the NFL, you can't trust their reporting. It's biased. I mean, it's so biased.
And he
not just a little biased. It's really biased. So he was told to say the Eagles lost that game in September when the
we put up with his pencil neckness for a while, but it's over, man. He's public enemy number one as far as I'm concerned.
He's a piece of shit.
Ridiculous. I'm not gonna go that far, but
I will. I'll go that far.
You're gonna go that far. I love that you'll always go that far.
I'll go further if you'd allow me to.
You could care less. Okay.
It feels like there's like a lot of propaganda against the tush push this year. Like it's like the league said, this isn't happening next year.
I love it though.
We need you to every broadcast the Eagles are playing.
I just want to
talk about it.
They've read
talk
it
negatively about it.
7 times.
Yeah, like
kudos to Nick, dude. He's jamming it down their throats. He doesn't care. And I also want to say something in Nick's credit. For years, I feel like teams have been running out guys on special teams that, were second team players or, they weren't taking special teams seriously because your top guys can't play special teams. Shout out to Nick for putting Jordan and Jalen up there and saying, look, you bring in your long snapper and your guard who barely play. I'm going to bring my animals in. They're going to blow this up. in treating every play like it matters as much as possible. I love that about Nick. Shout out to him. Shout out to those guys for getting the job.
Shout out to those guys for being willing to do it, right?
Yeah,
because they're, God forbid one of them gets hurt on one of those plays.
Oh, you're gonna hear from their agent.
And
it's
no,
true.
I'm just saying it's very
Agents
selfless
like you.
for a guy who is, Jalen Carter, who plays 90% of the defensive snaps, which is unheard of for a defensive tackle. And then he's going and happily playing special teams and giving A+ effort. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, here's my prediction for the tush push this year. At one point, they fake it because they know this is the last year. They fake it and they like toss it outside, and either Saquon or Will Shipley or fucking AJ Dillon or Tank Bigsby runs down the sideline for a touchdown.
I was thinking I was thinking maybe Big Dom would catch it and run down.
Like at one point when they're on like the 40,
Big Dom reports is eligible. I love that.
When they're on like the 40 and it's a 3rd and 1 and they line up for it, they're going to have like carte blanche to just fuck around.
Well, they've done that a couple times. They have pulled the fake tush push a couple times. I do recall.
And when we're 16-0 each, like we can do that in the last game.
It's not going to matter.
I got a question.
Yeah,
talking about special teams. How do you guys feel about this new kickoff?
I like it.
You like it?
I don't care.
I'll tell you why.
It's made it a play where you actually have to watch.
Yeah, it has made the play more exciting. And obviously they prevent injuries with the fact that
what St. Louis did to us was pretty genius.
Louis, he dated himself.
We were not ready for that. We were not ready for that kick.
He's right. Their kicker deserves a lot of credit. I know people are like, oh my God, we couldn't catch the ball. And
then he got blocked twice, so he don't deserve shit.
That's true. If it's the same guy, some teams have different guys. I don't even know.
No, it's Canny.
All right. But he did a great job of kicking the line drive knucklers that bounce beforehand. So we had to field it like infielders. That was genius, man. We did not do a good job. They're going to need to practice that.
That thing's like a knuckleball coming at you. You don't know which way that thing's going to.
It's so smart to do it that way because it's not a baseball. You can't pick it up like a shortstop. It's fucking bouncing every which way. You're not you're as a returner. You used to catching it on like coming down straight at you. Yeah. It's such a brilliant play.
And Tex Bigsby is like a good returner, right? It's not like you're like, oh, he stinks. Idea. Right, but he has historically been a great returner. I mean, that was a new school approach.
Start doing that. If who does ours? Brandon, man. If he don't start doing that,
well, the league is a copycat.
No, Elliott kicks off.
And by the way, Jake has done a great job of putting the ball into the zone where they have to return it, but this other guy did it on the bounce.
Yeah, you got to do the shit where it might cause a turnover or lead you back to the fucking 5 yard.
Wait. Here's my only.
It's more beneficial to put it somewhere where they can return it.
Yes.
Why?
Because if you put it in the end zone, it's a touchback. If you put
to
it
the 30,
it's a baby touchback.
I want to make sure he understands what happened. Okay, they changed the rule. Okay, so that kickers were kicking out of the back of the end zone because they moved the kickoff point up.
I got that.
But they said, okay, we don't want that to happen. So if it's a touchback now, it goes to the 35. The 35 is like 20 yards.
I didn't know.
Yeah, that's like 20 yards from field goal range.
But there's a baby touchback.
Nowadays, it's 5 yards.
If you kick it into the end zone to where they down it in the end zone, it's a baby touchback, and that goes to the 20.
Oh, okay, I got it. All right,
but if you kick it out of the end zone, but that's very
no.
It's very hard to do.
It's got to be hard.
Mark. Yeah, that's right.
I don't think baby touchbacks go to the 20.
Touchback. Is that the official
baby
term?
Yeah.
Oh, because they want to bring him out.
Right.
So it goes to the 20.
Baby touchbacks in the end zone go to the 20. Out of the end zone, go to the 35. If not, you're returning it.
Got it.
Okay, so here's my question. As a kicker, wouldn't you want to try to kick it into the end zone, not through?
Yeah. No, you would try and do what Canny did to where the ball bounces 15 times and the guys at the 3 yard line juggling the fucking ball and hopefully turns it over. And if not, only runs it out to the 7.
And the reason that is also because the coverage team starts closer now. So they get down on them faster.
I didn't know about the baby touchdown.
When they change rules, this is what makes these coaches so valuable, man. You got to find the edge that no one else does. Like you and once another team does it, you got to copycat them, man. We saw it. So I hope next week the Eagles do that shit.
I would be remiss if I didn't mention I actually have a client, Patrick Luby. He's a kicker. He's a free agent kicker. and he's an expert at these kickoff.
Well, isn't it your job then to get him the deal? Like,
well, I'm doing my best.
What's he doing?
I'll sign him, dude.
Where's he at? Bring him in.
I'm doing my best. You want to bring him on the show? You mean?
Yeah.
You want to have him kick some kickoffs in here?
I don't think so.
Honestly, I don't know how I feel about the kickoff shit, but like, I don't like all these rule changes and like you lost the whole element of surprise with the onside.
Yeah,
which is
that
so fucking
corny.
corny.
I agree. That sucks.
No more Devin Hesters.
The thing that I love and hate about the new kickoff situation is you have one line. So the old kickoff, everybody would come and like grab, like bunch up that gave him the opportunity to break it. But now it's like there's no time to do that. So you just really need to make like one or two moves.
Yeah, I kind of like this one better.
Yeah.
You know what I don't like is the new onside kick formations. There's like no chance for the kicking team to get it anymore,
especially when they know it's coming.
You have to like announce what you're doing, and it's like
it's so
everyone knows. So they
agree.
need
The
to
pickle juice game that'll never happen again.
They need to catch that up with the other kickoff rules, make it more exciting. And I just like to see when it was freaking 10 guys against 10 guys all blowing each other up, and someone came out with the ball.
Yeah, I think
that's what I'm saying.
On that note, it's time to end this fucking episode. Like, this is over an hour. We're talking about blowing each other up.
Listen,
no one
said blowing each other up.
Jesus,
look, I do agree that.
Speaking of that, who's gonna watch Kimmel tonight?
Whoa, easy. I did want to talk about the Phils because I'm a little concerned that the games don't matter as much and everyone's taking their foot off the gas. But tonight we're in limbo with the rain delay. I guess we can say that the next week it'll still be the same situation, right? Yeah. When does the season end?
What are they playing
next Sunday?
Can somebody tell me what's
man.
I was just
we'll get into it.
I was looking at the standings. It doesn't look like they can get the first.
Yeah, it's probably not gonna happen.
It's tough.
Two.
And then
that's what I'm saying.
And then the team behind them, they can't really catch them either.
Right.
So what's the fucking?
They might be the 2 seed, man.
Yeah. So it looks like they're gonna be the 2
But see, that's my concern. They're kind of locked into this spot. They're not really giving everything they have. They just lost 3 or 4 over the weekend.
Excuse me, not necessarily. The Brewers are losing 4-0.
Okay.
If we come out of this rain delay and win, and the Brewers lose, we're a game and a half back with 5 to play.
Beautiful.
We could easily.
Who do the Brewers play after they play San Diego?
All right, we can talk about all this after.
Rocky on baseball.
I think I might be with.
I'm sure everyone tuning in is really concentrating on.
You know how you always do those
breakdown
weird things? You got like the
but before you do that, I just want to say one thing. I usually do the fantasy football update. I'm not going to do that at length, but I'm going to point out one thing. There was a matchup between Mark Goodhart and Danielle Goodhart for spousal supremacy. Mark slayed Danielle easily to go 3-0. Danielle is 0-3 at the basement. My question to you, Mark, is this kind of bittersweet because you will inevitably pay the buy-in for Danielle anyway?
I mean, in our house, we're a team, but I will say there's nothing bittersweet about this.
Yeah.
It's just sweet, baby.
I'm stomping. And what's awesome is Ben drafted the team with her, and he's like, yo, your team sucks. I'm switching to dad. Like,
oh, hell yeah.
The bread is getting buttered. You know what I mean? The bread is getting buttered.
Wait until Danielle trades her 2 best players to Mark's team, and we're all like, what? Yeah, this is collusion, bro.
That could be
I think I got a veto rule in there. Yeah. I think.
All right.
I don't know.
Let's go. All right.
Kelly Green Dildo's got a W this weekend.
Okay, that's enough out of you. That is enough out of you with your freaking inappropriate team name. All right, folks, that was fun.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, you got your weird thing?
Yeah,
do it.
This is a quick thing.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know those car washes that you actually wash your car? Like you don't go through.
You don't go through it all.
Yeah.
You don't go through. Like you park in the thing.
Yeah, and it's got the.
And you do all the work.
Have you ever seen that?
I do know.
Yeah. I've never gone to one because I'm like, why would I go to one and wash my own car?
That's what I'm trying to get at. I've drawn past.
I've done that.
You have.
It was a long time ago. They have one just inland of Ocean City. I've done that before.
They do?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So why did you use that one?
Well, I think at the time.
Can I?
I mean, he asked Jesse why, but
if you have a body in your trunk and you have to clean it by yourself, and you don't want to bring it to an actual car wash, well, they'll see all the blood. You got to get all the blood out yourself. You go to one of those corny ass fucking car wash.
Pulp Fiction,
right? Yeah. The wolf sends you to the fucking to those kind of.
Honestly,
fair point. So Jesse, why'd you go?
I'm very curious.
At the time, I don't remember if there was an option to go to one of those. I mean, let's be honest. The one you go through and it does the automated swishing. That's not very good.
No, they are good.
No, but if you go, you got to go to like
they're sufficient.
Yeah, but you got to go to B.
If you want to get out, and
there's a difference.
12th and
if
Spring
you
Garden.
just go to the one where you run it through for $14 and like there's nobody on the other side, that sucks. If you go to like B Hop's place, Spring Garden, Washington Loop, then you're gonna actually get that. They just use that as like a start.
My first job was at White Glove Car Wash.
Was it
wow?
Really?
What was
how
the
much
scam
did
there?
you steal?
Listen,
The coupons.
Yo, I didn't steal shit, but my buddy's sister worked there, and she worked the front desk, and she had a stack of these coupons for $4 off each wash, and people would come up and just get a wash, and she'd ring it up with that, and she'd keep the $4. Yeah, that was a cool, but that wasn't my
and
fucking.
Then she took an air freshener and she gave it.
But here's a cool thing that happened to me when I was working at White Glove.
Do tell us.
It was me and like two of my.
No, this is the guy who said we should end the podcast.
And
but keep going.
It was me, two of my buddies who were white and 14 years old, and then the rest were like older black guys. And cars that were like a Mercedes would come, and they'd be like, "Yo, that's my study. That's my study," which would mean my steady, and meaning my steady customer. And I'd be like, "Oh, cool, man. You take that." And then after like 3 weeks, I'd realize that they just took all the good cars. Like, yo. And then at a 14-year-old, I'd be like, "Yo, that's not your study, man."
Like, wait a minute, that guy's tipping. These other people aren't tipping.
They come in with like the janky ass car. They're like, "Me, she got that one, dude. But that's free, man. Make them your study."
But dude, it was awesome, and it grew me up a little bit.
You learned about a hustle.
And it was a great, and these guys were good, man. I used to follow their lead. They knew how to finesse a customer.
Sure.
So that's where he first learned the hustle.
Yeah.
Between the girl at the counter and the guys on the street.
Wash, I learned. So then when other kids would get jobs there, I'd be like, "Yo, this is my study, man. Get out of here." It was great, man. I loved White Glove.
I always
car
wondered
wash.
about those like self-serve car wash. I've never used one. I always see them. I'm like, who the fuck's gonna use this? Like when you can just not get out of your car and just drive through.
Here's the funniest thing. Back then, all the cars that went through, they had the antennas that you'd have to
take them off,
unscrew, and put them in the back seat. And if you didn't do it and they broke off, you'd have to get them a new fucking antenna.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right, so you have done it. That's all.
Yeah,
but Jesse, you can't run your truck through a normal thing with that soft back, right?
Well, I mean, you can. It'll just get a little wet in there. It's not.
Shout out White Glove Car Wash on Cruisetown Ave.
Yeah, and if you want to sponsor us, White Glove, if you're still in business,
they're definitely not still in business.
Let's get one of those self-serve car washes to sponsor us.
All right, so here's the deal. Bottom line is this, though. Life is good. We can sit here and argue about the Eagles' play calling or whatever until we're blue in the face, but we're 3-0. Heading down to Tampa Bay. I think I got a feeling we're going to ride the momentum off this game.
No Mike Evans.
Go down there, show Baker what's up. Got the Phils getting ready for a playoff run. Hopefully they're going to do what it takes to be ready to rock. I think, honestly, dude, the chance are we might see the Dodgers, which is a little bit, but at least they'll be coming into.
I got my fuck LA hoodie from 2008 ready to go.
Bring that thing right back. All right, beautiful.
So we, what's crazy is a week from today, MLB playoffs will be underway,
and we won't be playing.
Yeah.
Right? So it's going to be great. Still trying to work out a playoff tailgate situation for the Phillies. We'll figure it out. Take this thing week to week. Hence, we're here on a Tuesday night, 9 o'clock, a little bit out of sorts, but everybody stepped up to the challenge, kind of like the Birds did after being down there in the first half.
Except Fink.
E-A-G-L